Ask Profit on NDTV Profit, and I'm your host Himakshi Bahugna. Along with me is my co-host Malika Mishra, and together we'll be taking up all your stock related queries. So you can WhatsApp us or you can directly call us. Both the numbers are flashing on your screens right now, viewers. And on the show we are being joined by Mahesh M. Ojha of Hensec Securities on the fundamentals and Vikas Jain of Reliance Securities on the technicals. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so with that, let's go across to the first query on the show. So, Sundarajan has written to us from Chennai, and he says that he's holding Allcargo Logistics shares, 1200 shares at 31.74 rupees. So, should he hold or sell the counter? The time horizon is 1 year. So, I can see that the stock was down over 1% today, and Sundarajan is sitting on a profit of 11,000 there. Now, coming straight to you, Mahesh, how are the fundamentals of Allcargo Logistics looking like for 1 year?
So from 1 year horizon, if we see the slightly upside moment can be come in stock, so he can hold further, and 48 to 54 range could come there. He can book some profit. That profit booking should be advisable in that area.
All right. And if looking at the short-term view on it, Vikas, what do you have to say? How is Allcargo Logistics faring on the charts?
If you look at the stock has witnessed some amount of corrective action, and we believe there should be some amount of rebound near to those 44.5, 45 levels. That would be again a good opportunity to exit the stock.
Right. Let's go across to our second query. Jaya has written to us from Bengaluru. She holds 60 shares of Orient Technologies at 331 a piece. That's her average price, and she is currently sitting on a profit of around 10,000 rupees. Now, she also mentioned in our chat that it started hitting lower circuits. The stock has been hitting lower circuits quite often, and she's asking if she should hold on to this counter till March results or book profits at the moment. And therefore, Mahesh, I would pose this question to you. What do you think about this particular counter? And as she asked, should she hold on to this particular stock till March?
From my perspective, it still is a profit booking area, and earlier we have also discussed in the range of 600 range. I have already suggested the book profit on that level also. From here on onwards also we can see 460 to 470 range. So I think if he's getting above 500 levels and she can book profit and re-enter at lower level, that could be a 440, 460 range. So profit booking is advisable on these level also.
All right. So that's the view coming in by Mahesh on Orient Tech. She can book her profits right now. With that, we have a query. Siju has written to us from Qatar, and he says that he's bought 50 shares of IRCTC at a price of 965 a piece. Currently, the stock is trading at 746, and he is sitting on a loss of almost 11,000 there. So he's asking whether he should hold this for another 3 to 6 months. And should he buy more like at these levels? So Vikas, coming straight to you, is it advisable for him to stay invested in it for the next 6 months?
Yeah, he should continue to stay put at the current levels, because if you look at the structure has turned pretty weak last quarter itself. But from there, we have witnessed a good corrective action near to those highs of around 1,000 to 740, 750. Now, with the budgeting forecast, we would expect some amount of positive commentary in terms of real base. And plus, the stock technically is also trading near to its 5200 week average support. So we believe we should continue to hold on. In fact, if he's looking to add more, he can add more at current levels and exit the proceeds what he has bought at lower near to those 835, 850, which is the short-term band.
Right, so it's a hold on IRCTC. On that note, let's go across to our first caller of this evening. Kamath is joining us from Bangalore. Hi, Kamath. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Go ahead with your question, Kamath.
Madam, I have IOL Chemical 1000 at the rate of 380 rupees, madam.
Okay. And when did you buy these shares?
I just wanted to know the short-term and long-term view, madam. Sorry?
When did you buy these shares, Kamath?
I bought it, say, about a year back, madam.
Okay. And you bought them at 318, am I right?
No, not 18, 380.
380. Okay. Understood.
That's right.
Okay, so you bought them at 380 rupees a piece, and
Yes.
and you're asking for a short-term and a long-term view.
That's right.
Understood. I'll take this question to you, Mahesh, first. IOL Chemicals and Pharmaceutical is one of the largest players of ibuprofen, which is a painkiller and is a global world market leader. It has approximately 35% share in this, but the company has been pretty choppy on the charts in the past 1 year. Now, while the fundamentals may look healthy, what do you think about this from a long-term perspective in terms of investment and returns that he could make on the charts?
Definitely, from a current perspective, stock is facing some selling pressure. But from longer term perspective, if you want to hold, and he can hold further because the fundamental of company are good and potential of stock for upside are some upside are there. So I think he can hold further. 440 to 450, 460 range could come in 1 year horizon. So current prospective is some sold territory. Then he should keep stop loss near 330 level. I think stock can rebound from these level for upside. So 440 to 460 range could come in 1 year horizon.
Right. And Vikas, what is your technical analysis of IOL Chemicals?
So if you look at the stock has been trending in a pretty very narrow range between 340 odd on the downside and 470, 480 on the higher side. Now again it has moved lower near to the lower part of the range, and 330 to 340 is a good support area from where it has witnessed good amount of bounce back twice or thrice over the last 1 year. So risk reward is in the favor of launch. He can continue to hold on. On the higher side, the band of averages is at around 410 to 420, where it would take some amount of exit.
All right, so that's a view coming in on IOL Chemicals. Now we have a WhatsApp query. Harman has written to us from Mumbai. He's looking for a long-term view for around 2 years on Hyundai. So he's bought 66 shares and he's asking whether he should hold or sell the counter. So coming straight to you, Mahesh, how do you see Hyundai's performance for the next 1 to 2 years?
Risk reward ratio from here is favorable. So I think he can hold further from these levels. Upside potential is more than downside potential. I think I don't think stock can go below 1,500 level. So upside potential is 2,200 level plus in 1 year horizon. I think he can hold from 1 to 2 year horizon if he want to hold. Many company policy are in pipeline, so I think stock can be hold and company can reward to shareholder in coming time.
Okay, because he bought it at 1900 levels and currently the stock is trading at 1600. So do you see it going up to those levels in the next year or so?
Yeah, definitely stock can go upside, but current market is not favorable because the current market is facing everywhere is selling pressure. So this stock is also facing selling pressure, and the stock IPO price was some high level. So I think stock can go upside, and Hyundai is one of largest four-wheeler company. So I don't think the much downside from these levels, but risk reward ratio from here is favorable.
Right. Okay. And now we have a WhatsApp query. But before viewers, we take that WhatsApp query, I'd like to remind you that we're taking your calls live and I'd urge you to call us on the numbers flashing on your screen. We have our experts all here to answer your questions. So please feel free and call us. We will connect to you very shortly. And in the meantime, we'll take a couple of WhatsApp queries. Yusuf has written to us from Tamil Nadu on WhatsApp. He holds 800 stocks of Tata Motors at 1,077 a piece, and he's asking if he should hold or sell. Although he's not written about his time horizon, you can see on your screen that he's sitting on a substantial amount of loss at the moment, but and the stock on the charts has been gradually falling from almost August. 30th August is when the stock started falling and has been consistently falling since then. Therefore, Vikas, let me take your view on this because Tata Motors is fundamentally a very strong company, but what is the reason of the weakness that we can see on the charts at the moment?
So the weakness got persist from, no doubt, as you commented, from August. So it got petered out when the announcement came in of the demerger near to those 1100 odd rupees. And since then, we have seen a vertical fall for the last 6.5 months. So now the stock is at near to the crucial support area of 34-month average of 700 odd levels. And the demerger is expected in the first quarter of FY26, so between April to June. So we believe the bottom of formation has been taken in place at the counter. We can add in at current levels because the demerger benefit would again give some amount of positive news flow into the company, and some re-rating could happen on the higher side. So we can add at current levels from and continue to hold the previous investment.
All right, so that's a view coming in on Tata Motors. With that, we have a WhatsApp query. Sunny is writing to us from Karnataka saying that he's bought 9,900 shares of Solar Industries I'm sorry, bought at 9,900 with 15 shares. I think the query, okay, bought at 9,900. And currently the stock is trading at 9,300 levels. He's sitting on a loss of almost 9,000 there. So his query is whether he should hold or sell the counter, although he hasn't mentioned the time horizon. So Vikas, I'm coming straight to you for the short term. What's your take on Solar Industries?
The short-term structure looks pretty weak. We believe the stock could further correct near to those 8,500, 8,400 odd levels. Because if it is looked at, the stock had consistently moved and doubled over the last 1.5 year from 4,000 odd levels to a high of around 12,000. And now it is into the corrective actions. So the first baseline of support comes near to 8,500, which is a good 8.5-10% correction from current levels. So either it should exit on rallies or it should continue to exit at even current levels if it feels so.
So that's a view for the short term. And Mahesh, what do you have to say for the longer term? Because I can see that in the past 6 months, the stock has fallen over 14%. So is it advisable for Sunny to stay invested in the stock for long term?
See, longer term perspective, he want to hold, then he can hold, but risk reward ratio, current risk reward ratio is not much favorable. So I would like to, he can exit at these level and re-enter at lower level. That could be more beneficial if you want to track the stock in the longer term period, because we can see some more downside from here onwards also. And currently stock is in downturn, and I think 8,200 to 8,500 range could be a good level range for this stock for accumulation. So any range they come in there, this area then can be accumulated.
Okay, and now we have another caller. Srini is joining us on the phone line from Chennai. Vanakkam Srini, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for your support actually.
Most welcome, it's our pleasure.
I have a question. See, I hold somewhere around 1,700 shares of Nitin Spinners at somewhere around 387. So is it, I mean, we received this report today, that the Q3 report today. It seems okay for me, but I don't know, maybe you will be in a better position to advise me on that. Is it good to hold this? Maybe I would like to come out of this in another 1 or 2 months. Will that work?
Okay. Srini, before I take this question to our guests, there are a couple of things I'd like to understand so that we can also give you the best advice here. When did you buy these shares?
It's hardly like last week.
Okay, last week. And since you bought 1,700 shares, was it like a one-time buy or did you aggregate them in the past 7 days?
It is more like I kept aggregating.
Okay, okay. And did you read anything about this particular company?
Yeah, I read that and it was looking good. I thought like they are doing it consistent. I mean, they are giving a consistent performance. So I thought it's a good stock to buy. Right now the market is like too like kind of not safe. So I thought this one seems to be safe, and also this one looks like a okay product. So that's why I thought I can go with this. I don't have any advisors.
Understood.
So I'm just doing it on my own.
Okay, understood. Thank you so much. I'll take this question to our technical expert, Vikas. Vikas, firstly, Nitin Spinners is one of the leading manufacturers of cotton yarn in India. And Srini invested in this particular counter, 1,700 shares based on the financials of the company. He says that the financials are strong enough, they motivated that purchase. But however, given the current market scenario, he's confused if he should currently exit or still hold on to this particular counter? Please let us know what you think.
This Mr. Srini is already in loss, and if you look at this stock has some support area near to 345, 350 levels. The budget is in around the corner. That what our expectations building up with respect to the textile sector, with respect to China plus one benefit, with respect to Bangladesh fiasco. So some amount of positive news flow into the sector could see some amount of more re-rating. So we can continue to hold on. If he wishes to so, he can keep a trailing stop of around 351, 349 on the downside and keep trail the move. So if it moves higher, then the stock first immediate target would be near to 418 to 420, which is the band of averages and his purchase price too.
Right, so that's the view coming in by Vikas. With that, we have a query from Sundarajan. He's written to us from Mumbai. He's bought 7,000 shares of Bajaj Housing Finance at 154 rupees and he's looking for a long-term view on it. And currently I can see that he's sitting on a very big loss of almost 3.38 lakh rupees. So that's a big loss, and Bajaj Housing Finance has just come up with its quarter 3 earnings, in which the net profit is up 25.4% and the NII is also up 24.9%. So Mahesh, what do you have to say on Bajaj Housing Finance? Does the fundamentals of the company looking decent for the next 1 to 2 years?
Definitely, he can hold from here onwards because I think company is fundamentally good and management is also very good. And the stock was fall from higher level because of high P. So now stock is corrected in correct zone. So I think some stock can consolidate in lower band, and today's result is also some good. I think he can hold further. 140 to 150 level could come in 1 year horizon, so he can hold further.
Okay. Right, Mahesh. Mahesh, I'd also like to know your view on this particular space, right? Because since the budget is right around the corner, a lot of people are talking about the financing space in general, about, say, banks or brokerages. What's your view and how should investors approach this particular arena?
I think we have to wait about the budget in any good news about the financing companies in budget. So that can be benefited for the sector. From current perspective, we have not much more optimistic for these sector. But news flow are positive news. Some positive news flow we are also expecting from budget. So after that, that was. If any positive news coming in budget, then we can see further in this sector.
Thank you so much for that. And now we have Rawat calling us on the phone line. Hi Rawat, good evening. Please tell us your question.
Good evening, ma'am. I just wanted to know about Birla Corporation. So I have 50 shares, which I bought at 1527 rupees. It has been 6 months, and I just wanted to know if I should hold it, add it, or sell it.
Okay. And Rawat, did you read anything particular about the company 6 months ago?
Birla Corporation, actually, I just seen the background of the company. It was a big company, and in cement manufacturing, it was doing well. That time I thought I should buy it. Nothing more about, nothing I could know more about.
Understood, Rawat. I'll take this question to Vikas. Vikas, our viewer, has invested in Birla Corporation and the stock has fallen close to 2.5% today intraday and has been also falling consistently on the charts in the past 6 months, which has been his time, since his investment time. So would you recommend him to sell his shares, because the current price of this particular stock is 1,142 or thereabouts, and he bought them at 1,527 rupees. So do you see the price taking a U-turn anytime soon?
Some amount of bounce back cannot be ruled out, because if you look at the whole cement space is outperforming the broader markets. So if you look at in terms of Ultratech Cement, Heidelberg Cement, Star Cement, Sadar Cement, all these sectors, stocks have been doing pretty well. So Birla Corp also would witness some amount of positive up move. So the risk reward ratio is favorable at current levels, so we should continue to hold on. We believe the first band of average crossover of 1185, 1195 on the higher side would eventually move to 1350, 1400, because if you look at the stock moves around. Whenever it moves, it gives a sharp knee-jerk up move. So it should continue to hold on. The risk reward is in favor of launch.
All right, so that's a view coming in. Now, with that, we have a caller from Hyderabad. Hi, Krishna. Good evening.
Yeah, hi, ma'am. Good evening.
How can we help you?
Good evening. Hi, ma'am. So I have HAL shares, 35 shares at 4671.
Right.
I would need the expert suggestion whether I can add some more stocks at the current price or I need to wait some more time.
And when did you buy it exactly?
It's around 7 months back.
Okay, 7 months back. So it's a recent purchase, and in 7 months, you are sitting on a loss of 35,000 there is what I can see. The stock was down over 4% today, and it has been seeing a beating in the past 1 month as well. It has been down over 13%, but it's a strong counter. So, Mahesh, what do you have to suggest Krishna for HAL for another 1 year?
Definitely, he can hold because the stock has much more potential for upside. Currently, stock is down from some negative news flow in counter because of some price price activity from America. That's the reason for a downside for stocks. So I think he can hold further, but stock has a potential for go upside in 1 year horizon. We can see 5,800 to 6,000 level in HCL. And stock order book is also very fine, and stock is having in balance sheet having cash is very good. So I think he can hold further. 5,800 to 6,000 level could come in 1 year horizon from here onwards. From these level, if you want to add, then he can add in a staggered way, not a one time, because his stock currently is for the selling pressure, so he can add in a staggered way.
Right, and now we have another caller, Deepak, joining us on the phone line. Hi, Deepak.
Hello.
Deepak, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please go ahead with your question, Deepak.
Actually, I want to ask, ma'am, KPI Green Energy.
Okay.
I am having a 150 quantity at the rate of 600 around, and for a long term, at least 2 and 3 years. Where this is a good opportunity to add more or not?
Understood your question. I also want to know, when did you purchase these 150 shares?
Around 3 months ago.
3 months ago. And you want a long-term perspective on this one, right? Okay. I'll take this question to Mahesh. Mahesh, what's your take on KPI Green Energy? Because when you speak about the renewable space at the moment, given how Trump has his focus, or I'd say is distracted from the renewable space because he's focused on a lot of other things, do you think the space is going to boom the way it has been booming in the past couple of years? And second, what should Deepak do with regards, with his stocks at the moment?
Definitely, we are facing in this sector, all the stocks are facing some selling pressure due to Trump's and some announcement. So I think stock has a much more potential for upside, but currently stock is in a downturn. So he should wait aside and settle the stock price. Once a stock settled, he can add further in a staggered way, and we can see some upside in stock that was. From longer term perspective, we are still optimistic for upside, but in shorter term, still the stock can face some selling pressure. So the stock can consolidate near 310 range also. So he should wait for that also.
All right, with that, let's go across to one more query. So Medha has written to us from Chennai. She says that she's bought 125 shares of CDSL at 1600 and she's looking for a short-term outlook on it. And CDSL came up with its quarter 3 earnings. So in which the revenue was up 29.7%, EBITDA was up 22%, EBITDA margin was at 57.8%, and even the net profit was up 21%. So these were some strong quarter 3 numbers there. So Vikas, considering the quarter 3 results, what do you have to suggest on CDSL? Is it a good counter to hold for short term?
No doubt the results have been pretty strong, but the valuations have not been at the higher end of the range. So if you look at The valuations have taken a beating in the January expiry across all these new age companies. So CDSL is also one of them. CDSL got entered into the F&O basket, and since then we have seen consistent amount of selling. So some more corrective action cannot be ruled out. The stock may test near to the lower band of near to 1240, 1250 odd levels. So we believe there could be some more pain into the stock.
You're suggesting a sell on the counter?
Maybe it would wait for some bounce back near to 1430, 1450 because it's completely oversold. So any bounce back in the markets over the next few days, either during the budget or post budget. So 1440, 1450 should be an ideal point to sell.
Okay. And now we have a caller called Harsh. He's joining us from Bangalore. Hi Harsh, good evening.
Good evening.
Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I have Ola Electric and I have bought 600 shares and my average price is 70.
Okay.
So I wanted to know like when should I start averaging in on this one?
Okay. And when did you buy these shares?
I bought them around 3 to 4 months ago and I'm looking for around 8 months in this. 8 months.
Okay, 8 months. Okay. Vikas, I'll take this question to you. Harsh has bought 600 shares of Ola Electric 8 months ago. And since the past 1 year, the stock per se has been pretty weak on the charts as well. What would your suggestion to Harsh be? Should he hold on to his shares for the next 8 months?
So if he wishes to hold for the next 8 months, he can continue to hold, but I would not advise to add more. Because if you look at the stock has not witnessed any major amount of bounce back. Again, the stock witnessed from the higher levels and the way the news flow continues to remain negative in terms of Ola Electric with respect to its monthly sales numbers, with respect to from number 1 position to number 3rd position. So the stock would face more headwinds over the next few quarters. So once the fundamentals improve in line with the overall sector, then he should look at it. Otherwise, he should continue to avoid.
All right, so that's a view coming in on Ola Electric. And with that, we'll have to slip into a short break. Viewers, keep sending in your queries on WhatsApp and call in. We'll be right back for Ask Profit. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
The day that shapes the future of 1 billion dreams.
From the fields of agriculture to the backbone of defense.
From ambitious infrastructure projects to everyday tax policies.
Every decision counts.
How will this budget balance growth and fiscal prudence?
What will it mean for jobs and what will it mean for your portfolio?
Join us for the most comprehensive coverage of Budget 2025
as we decipher the impact
of this budget on you.
Hey everyone, with Budget 2025 right around the corner, there's one question on everyone's mind. Will this finally be the year salaried individuals get some much needed income tax relief? Let's dive into the story behind the tax slabs, the rising cost of living, and why economists are calling for reforms. First things first, Budget Day is set for 1st February 2025. Expectations are sky high, especially among salaried individuals. But before we talk about predictions, let's rewind a bit. The first big moment for taxpayers was back in the Union Budget for FY 2020-21. That's when the government introduced an optional personal income tax regime with lower tax rates but fewer deductions. Remember that?
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit. We are joined by Mahesh Ojha on the fundamentals and Vikas Jain on the technicals. Viewers, just a quick reminder that this is your chance to get all your stock-related queries answered. So please don't forget to call us on the numbers that are flashing on your screens right now. With that, we have a caller from Noida. Hi Raj, good evening. How can we help you? Raj, am I audible? I think we've lost the line there, but we have Raj's query. He's bought 200 shares of Max Healthcare at 966 rupees and he's looking for a long-term view on it. So currently the stock is trading at 1027 and he is sitting on a profit of almost 13,000 there. But the stock was down over 2% today. So Mahesh, what do you have to say on Max Healthcare? How are the fundamentals of the counter looking like?
Fundamental are sound, so I think he can hold further to Max Health, and I think in a 1 year horizon, stock can go to 1,200 odd level, so he can hold further from here also. Stop loss could be he should keep stop loss near 980 level. So if any broken that level, we can see some more pressure on that side also. So from if then breaking 980, he can exit on that level and re-enter at lower level. From longer term perspective, he can hold further. 1,200 level could come in 1 year horizon.
Right. Now we have Raghunandan joining us on the call. Hi Raghunandan, good evening.
Good evening, madam. Madam, I bought Waaree Renewables Energies.
Okay.
Price of 1280, madam.
Okay.
It's the 20 shares, madam. Can hold or sell, madam? Now today fall.
Understood.
Falling down.
Did you buy these shares this month or when was the purchase done?
Last month, madam.
Last month. That is in December of 2024?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay, understood. And can I also know your intention of buying these shares, Raghunandan?
For long term, madam.
Long term, okay. Mahesh, let's take this question to you. Raghunandan holds 20 shares of Waaree Renewables at 1,280 a piece. But the month of January does not seem very motivating for this particular counter, as it has seen cuts of over 35% in this month alone. What would your suggestion to Raghunandan be? Because he's looking for a long-term view on this.
I'm not much more optimistic for longer term view from this counter. He can see another Waaree which is listed here, currently. That is also on discount range. So if you want to switch, then he can switch how to sell this and switch to another Waaree that have potential for upside from 1 year to 2 year horizon. From this stock, I'm not much more optimistic for upside.
Mahesh, and since you mentioned other alternatives, could you give out a couple of names if possible?
No, some auto component industry are in our check line. So Gabriel and Minda Corp, Minda. These are some stocks which we can see some more potential for upside from. This sector is another sector, but these are some stories where we can see some more upside and fundamentals looks good. So I think any investor want to invest in this sector, then they can look on these names. Minda, Gabriel, and Minda Corp are preferred for buying.
All right. With that, we have a caller from Tamil Nadu. Tiriya Swami is calling us. Hello, good evening. How can we help you? I'm afraid you are not properly audible.
Madam, I already bought Kaynes Technology at the rate of 5,600.
Okay. I'm afraid...
5,600. Okay, shall I average down, ma'am? Shall I average down at current level?
Okay, because the current... It's hovering around the same levels. You've bought it at 5,600. It's currently trading at 5,200 is what I can see. And but Kaynes Tech has just come up with its Q3 earnings, and I would like to address that first. Revenue was up 29.8%. EBITDA was up 34.7%. EBITDA margin was at 14.2%, and net profit was up 47.2%. So the numbers look pretty promising. But are you looking for a long-term view, Tiriya Swami? Or a short-term view on the counter? I think we've lost his line, but since he hasn't mentioned the time frame, I'd like both the technical and fundamental view on it. First, coming to you, Vikas, how is Kaynes Tech faring on the charts?
Look at all these new age companies which had a substantial good run over the last 1.5 years are witnessing huge amount of profit booking. So we believe the stock would face further headwinds and further corrective action because the P multiples also doesn't support through, and we are seeing some amount of sharp unwinding into these names. So stock would see further corrective action of near to 4,700, 4,800. So another 10 to 12% cannot be ruled out from current levels, which better to avoid.
Any other suggestion then?
So if you look at private banks and cement sector looks pretty promising at current levels. So these are the sectors to invest into with a medium term perspective.
All right. And Mahesh, what do you have to say on the counter for long term?
Definitely, stock numbers are number posted by companies very good, but what is current cycles we have seen tech all tech stocks are facing selling pressure all over the world, and due to chip current China DeepSeek chip develop. So I think stock may face some more selling pressure. If he want to add further in lower level, he should wait. I think 5 to 8% stock can correct from here onwards also. On that level, he can add further. And from 1 year horizon, we can see some more upside. But currently, we are not advising for buying these stocks at these levels because stock was trading on high P and currently it's in selling zone. So I think stock may correct further up to 4,700 level, at least 4,700 to 4,800 level. There he can average further.
Okay, now we have Ram calling us from Chennai. I must say a lot of calls from Chennai today. Hi Ram, good evening.
Hi.
Please go ahead with your question, Ram.
Yeah, I am seeing that Dr. Reddy's Laboratories and Natco Pharma is falling news. So just want to know whether we can consider this is the right time or it may still fall.
Okay, Ram, for clarity purpose, I'd like to know, have you invested in Natco Pharma and Dr. Reddy, or are you interested to invest?
Yes, I have only 10 shares that is bought a month ago.
Okay, in both the companies?
I bought it down. Yes.
Okay. Understood. And you are afraid that because they're falling on the charts, is it the right time to add more stocks of these companies in your portfolio, right?
Yes. It is worrying like still it will fall more or like it will get stable in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So just want to know so that I can plan.
Understood. And are you looking for a long-term
Yes, long-term, like 10 years.
Understood.
5-10 years.
Okay. I'll take this question to our fundamental expert, Mahesh. He wants your opinion and advice on Natco Pharma and Dr. Reddy. He holds 10 shares, which is a meager amount of both the companies. But again, I want to bring up the point that a lot of experts at the moment are speaking about how export-oriented companies or export-oriented sectors like IT and pharma are going to do well, seeing the geopolitical scenario at the moment. Now, although the stock has been pretty weak on the charts, do you think it is fundamentally a good one to be invested in, and should he buy more counters of these stocks?
I think fundamentals of both companies are very good, but current scenario and due to tariff trade and other thing, all the stocks are facing some selling pressure. So from current view, he should wait further if any downside near. If Natco come in 1,075 level, that there he can add further. Dr. Reddy posted number was not in line with expectations. Numbers was below expected. So I think in Dr. Reddy also say he can wait further 1,120 level. There he can try to add further. From current perspective, I think one should wait for the lower consolidation. Then after the clarity of the things, stocks may go upside. From current perspective, wait for some consolidation.
All right, so that's a view coming in by Mahesh. With that, we have a caller from Chennai again. Hi, Vignesh.
Hi.
Good evening. How can we help you?
No, I have holding ITC. I just want to know its future post this hotel demerger, and just want to know whether it can be held for
longer term.
Yeah. So, Mahesh, coming straight to you on this, how are the fundamentals of ITC looking like? Is it advisable for Vignesh to hold it for another 1 to 2 years?
Definitely he can hold because ITC is a low P in current segment also, and we can see some more demand of sticks in the rural areas also. So I think ITC could be get better benefit from that also. From 1 to 2 year horizon, he can hold further, and I think 540 to 560 range could come in 1 year horizon for ITC. So definitely he can hold.
In fact, ITC Hotels is also going to list on the stock exchanges on 29th of January. So, yeah, so I hope, Vignesh, your query was answered. With that, Malika,
cross to the next query.
Yes.
Devesh is joining us on the phone line from Ahmedabad. Hi, Devesh. Oh, we've unfortunately lost his call. Otherwise, I would have asked him if he had attended the Coldplay concert. But let's go across to the question. He has sent in a query. He holds 50 shares of Premier Energy at 1,050 a piece. And the stock currently is trading around 932, as you can see on your screen. It has seen cuts of 6.7% intraday as well. And if we can also pull up the longer term charts and see how they have performed to see, you know, the long-term performance, because it has been pretty volatile on the charts, as you can see, like 6% again in 3 months period as well. So since we don't know the time horizon, I'd like to take both your perspectives on this particular company. Mahesh, I'll start with you first. Premier Energy specializes in manufacturing integrated solar cells and solar panels. What do you think about the space and this particular company?
Definitely, fundamentals are good, but if technically stock are facing some selling pressure from current level, also stock can face some selling pressure. If you want to hold from current level for if any bounce back, then 880 could be a stop loss for the stocks. But from current perspective, we can see some more downside. That could be 850 to 830 zone. There could be he can add further. From longer term perspective, stock can go up to 1,100 to 1,150 level. But currently, due to tariff and other things, all the sectors stocks are facing some selling pressure. So some more pain can't be denied.
And Vikas, could I also quickly know your analysis of this?
So the stock lets the listing history pretty short. So we believe the stock has a good amount of fancy and it declined from the highs of around 1250 to 1300 levels. And we believe it's now trading to multi-week, multi-month low. So we expect the stock to retrace back near to below the listing price of near to those 800, 820. So another 15 to 18% correction cannot be ruled out. So it's better to avoid or sell.
Okay, so that's a view coming in on Premier Energies. With that, we have a caller from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Prakhar. Good evening. How can we help you?
Good evening, madam. SJVN I buy at around 150 rupees, 1500 shares.
Right.
Now it was declining 40%, ma'am. Can I sell or hold this, ma'am?
Okay, so are you looking for a long-term view on it?
Yes, ma'am, a long term, around 2 years.
And when did you buy it exactly?
Around 8 months, madam. Around 8 months. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because recently SJVN signed a MOU with Bihar government worth 5,663, which we thought that will be really good. But the stock has been seeing a beating there. It has been down over 4% today as well. So, but it's a strong counter. Fundamentally speaking, Mahesh, what do you have to say on SJVN? Should Prakhar stay invested in it for another 1 year?
Definitely, stock is a government company and stock is a good counter for hold for longer term. If you want to add further, he can add further in 80 to 85 range. There he can add further. If anyone want to add, then they can add in those areas. From 1 year horizon, he can we can see so 125 to 130 level. 150 is so far from current view, but 125 to 130 could be exit level for the stocks.
Okay, and now we have another caller called BS Raju. He's calling us from Vizag. Hi, Raju. How are you doing?
Madam, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm having I purchased 150 shares per skipper, madam.
Okay.
At the rate of 548 rupees.
Okay. And when did you purchase these shares?
So staggered manner, total 2 months onwards.
Okay, 2 months back.
So average now 548 rupees, 150 shares.
Okay, and for how long? And for how long do you intend to
one year,
hold?
madam.
Okay.
1 year.
Okay. I got your question. I'll take this question to our fundamental expert. Mahesh, our viewer Raju has invested in Skipper and he holds 150 shares. He aggregated them in the past 2 months. Now, the stock has been pretty volatile in the past 1 year. But if you look at the past 1 month performance, it has been bad. So what do you think about this particular stock? Should he add more quantities of Skipper to his portfolio, because he's looking at holding on to his shares till the next 1 year, say?
No, he can add it in a staggered way. Fundamentals of the stocks are very good. I think stock has a potential for upside for 650 to 700 range. But currently in market, all the stocks are facing some more selling pressure. Then this stock is also facing some selling numbers. We are expecting in another 1 2 quarter, company can post a good number also. So I think he can add further in a staggered way. Some more downside can't be denied from these levels also because of selling pressure. But fundamentally, we can see now 650 to 600 plus level in 1 year horizon. So I think definitely he can hold, and if he want to add and further, then he can add in lower level also. We are optimistic for upside in these stocks.
Okay, so that's a view coming in by Mahesh. We have a caller from Ahmedabad again. So I would like Lokesh, the same question that you wanted to ask Malika to the previous caller there. Hi Lokesh, good evening.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How can we help you?
Ma'am, I have NTPC Green 50 shares at the rate of 117.
Okay.
So what do for long term, 1 year, 2 years? And one more thing, I have Tata Power again 50 shares at the rate of 361.
Okay. I'm afraid,
So for
Lokesh,
2
that
years,
we'll
1
be able
year.
to take only one query. But before we proceed further with your query, my co-host Malika is very intrigued to ask you whether you attended Coldplay's concert or not in Ahmedabad.
Okay, yes.
So did you attend the
Great, ma'am.
concert?
No,
I
ma'am,
don't,
not
I
yet,
don't think
not
so.
yet, yes.
All right. Okay,
Right.
so on that note, let's go to Mahesh on this. Mahesh, fundamentally talking of NTPC Green, I'd like to address the quarter 3 earnings of NTPC Green that came recently. Net profit was up 18%. EBITDA margin was also at 83.9%. EBITDA was also up 7.2%. Revenue was up 13.2%. So these are some good numbers there. What do you have to say on NTPC Green? Should Lokesh stay invested, and even if for a new investor, are these the current correct levels to enter?
Stock is trading at higher P. I think he can exit on higher, some more. If any upside come, he can exit and wait for a lower level. 90 to 95 range could be a good entry level for NTPC Green. And numbers are pretty good. And the stock was trading at higher P. Then the higher P, all the stocks are beaten down. And I think these stocks can also face some more selling pressure on here onwards also. So if any upside, he can sell and exit and try to get in lower.
Okay, and Vikas, do you have the same view on NTPC Green for short term?
So the listing period is pretty short and we have witnessed good amount of upmove. So some bounce cannot be ruled out from current levels when we expect that the stock would see some amount of upmove near 215, 117. So near to that particular range, he can exit the stock.
Okay, and now we have Chaitanya, yet another call from Chennai. Good evening, Chaitanya. Please go ahead with your question.
Hi. So my query is that I hold 1,200 shares of IDFC First Bank, and I wanted a long-term view. I've bought it at an average price of 72. So looking at a long-term view here.
Okay, Chaitanya, before I take this question to our guests, I would want to understand, since 1,200 is quite a vast quantity, did you buy them together or did you aggregate them over a period of time?
I aggregated them over a period of time, but only over the last 4 months.
Okay, only over the last 4 months. And you're looking at a long-term perspective at this one, right?
That's right.
Okay. Mahesh, let's take this question to you. Chaitanya has invested 1,200 shares of IDFC First Bank and at 72 a piece. So he is sitting on a substantial amount of loss at the moment because the current price is around 56.7. And the chart also has been trading with a downward bias since the past 1 year. Plus, it also has the highest PE ratio amongst its peers. So what do you think about this particular counter? And should he add more shares of IDFC First Bank to his portfolio?
So company has recently posted the numbers. Numbers are the below the expected line, and today stock has broken 58 level. Technically, we can see the stock has broken support level, so stock can face some more downside from here onwards. Company management also guided that they are slowly reducing their MFI books also, MFI exposure also. That can be good, and their credit card business are growing well. So I think he can hold from next 1 to 2 quarter. We can see some improvement in numbers also. We can't deny from here some more downside from here also, but that could be there could be at the 52 to 54 range could come there. If anyone want to add, then they can add further. Well, but little bit consolidation can be seen in this quarter because the last quarter number are not much pretty good. So coming quarter number can be good as per guided by management. So he can hold further, and we can see a 70 plus level in a year horizon.
All right, so that's a whole view coming in on IDFC First for long term. We have a caller from Chennai now. Hi, Anindya.
Hi.
Good evening. How can we help you?
Yes. Hi. Very good evening. Well, I have a query on Paytm, that is 197 Communications.
Right.
I'm having an average price of 920 and having quantity 215 with me. Okay, I'm holding since the IPO it was allocated to me.
You're holding 215 shares, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. And I'm looking at an horizon of another 4 to 5 years.
Okay. And what was the thought process behind buying Paytm in the first place?
Well, it's a fintech company who has got several businesses in terms of merchant acquisition. And Paytm Karo is one of the mega hits which I understood. And I look forward from the aspect of business generation. So that's the basic idea of taking Paytm.
Right. So since you're looking for a long-term view on it, Mahesh, how are the fundamentals of Paytm looking like? Because I can see that it has been down over 23% in the past 1 month also. The stock has seen a beating today itself. So what do you have to say on the counter?
Definitely, we can see from 31st October onwards, from 750 level to stock has run about above 1000 level, and after that word stock was came in F&O, then we have seen some selling pressure on that word also. From fundamental perspective, I think if anyone horizon is more than 1 year, then he can hold further from fundamental perspective. Technically, stock is in downturn trend. We can see some more downside till 720, 730 range. That area could be there can be add some more if anyone going for fundamental and 1 year horizon. From my perspective, they can hold, and 1 year horizon stock could go up to 1,100 level.
All right. And Vikas, although the questions are queries which are coming on our show are all long-term queries, but I would still want to take your view on the same. Paytm for short-term, how is it faring on the charts?
We believe the stock would see some more headwinds and corrective action because it has broken its 100-day average, which has been sustaining through, And as we have been witnessing and discussing that these new age companies would face further headwinds. So the stock can see further slide near to 680, 700, which is the 200-day average. So we expect another 8 to 10% correction into the stock.
Okay. And now we have Subhakar joining us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Hi, Subhakar. Good evening.
Good evening, madam. This is Sudhakar. I'm a senior citizen. I have bought actually Dr. Reddy Labs in 2005-6 around 400 rupees.
Wow.
Okay. Around 40 shares I have bought, madam.
Okay.
Now the split is over and I made a good profit actually. But I have never sold. I'm a senior citizen. I want to keep everything for a long time.
Okay.
So now what is the position of the Reddy Labs, madam, fundamentally and technically, or shall I keep it, or shall I make the money out of that and shift to some other pharmaceutical, like Markson's Pharma or Rainbow Hospital and all? I wanted to have your advice on this, madam, please.
Understood. I'd firstly like to congratulate you, Subhakar, that you're sitting on such great profits, and it really requires a lot of patience and perseverance to hold on to a particular stock for 20 years. So congratulations on that note. And let's take your query. As you said, you want both fundamental and technical queries. So I'll start with technical query here first. Vikas, what is your reading of Dr. Reddy's Laboratories? And just a while back, we were talking about this particular space. Please tell us what you think, and should he book his profits already?
Indeed, it would continue to hold on because the stock has witnessed good amount of corrective action from the highs of around 1350 or 1400 levels to 1200. And the way the investor wants to invest, selling Dr. Reddy to Markson's Pharma or Rainbow Medical. So instead of investing into these small cap or mid cap names, Dr. Reddy being a preferred large cap in the pharma space. So that looks pretty much more attractive compared to the names what he discussed. So we can continue to remain invested at this level and wait for some amount of exit near to 1330, 1350. So it's a hold at current levels.
All right. And I would just want to ask you both that if you had to pick one stock out of all these queries that we had today, so which one would you pick and give 3 reasons for it? Coming to you, Vikas, what do you have to say?
So if you look at the banking sector, looks pretty attractive because if you look, banking HDFC Bank has witnessed a good corrective action from the highs of around 1800 odd levels. And now at the current level of 1620, 1630, risk reward ratio is favorable, 10 to 12% correction in a large cap stock. So we believe the stock would again regain its up move and move higher near to 1800 odd. And from the mid cap side, we believe another stock from the private banking space, RBL Bank looks attractive. Post the numbers, again the stock is near to its previous time, the fall of near to those 145, 150 levels. So RBL Bank also looks pretty promising.
Okay, and Mahesh, quickly, one stock, what do you have to, if you had to pick one?
I think we can go with the SBA also. The SBA also profit booking from higher level and numbers are pretty attractive. Last 2 quarters numbers are also attractive. So I think stock has much more potential upside, and banking has already beaten down. So we can see some more upside from here onwards. SBA will be preferred.
Right, Mahesh. And with that, I'm afraid that we are running out of time. But thank you so much, Mahesh and Vikas, for being on the show with us and helping our viewers with their queries. It's always a pleasure having you both. And viewers, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Ask Profit. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit for more news and updates.
I present the budget for a historic
This is the day that shapes the future of 1 billion dreams.
from the fields of agriculture to the backbone of defense.
From ambitious infrastructure projects to everyday tax policies.
Every decision counts.
How will will this budget balance growth and fiscal prudence?
What will it mean for jobs and what will it mean for your portfolio?
Join us for the most comprehensive coverage of Budget 2025
as we decipher the impact
of this budget on you.
Well, the union budget is right around the corner. It's a very interesting time leading up to the budget as well for the policymakers as well as, us as shareholders, because we see a lot of movement in the Nifty as well as speculations are rife with what could be some of the measures that are announced in this particular budget.